From Knoxville across state to Nashville, where the Commodores are this guy's long shot team. Bobby Johnson in his 8th year. Of course, they surprised everybody coming out of the gate with that great record. I think they started out like 5-0 or something like that. They finished 7-6. Larry Smith, he came in for Nixon in the bowl game. They win. He was only a true he was a freshman last year. Now he's a sophomore. Won the bowl for them last year. He's back. Jared Hawkins, a senior at tailback.
I like Jared Hawkins, 5'10", 195, and also has great speed. So that's the big thing about Vanderbilt. They can run the football. They a great offensive line. They're seasoned. A lot of veterans, a lot of seniors on that offensive line. McKenzie at quarterback has to improve. But you said the other guy came in, helped win the bowl game from Larry Smith. Came in, helped win the bowl game. It's their first bowl game in 26 years. And to say they performed well and won the game, that's impressive. I like Vanderbilt.
5 returning starters on the offensive line. They're going to get the job done. And they have 9 returning starters on defense. They lose Mr. Everything, though, DJ Moore.
Well, with the defense, one thing that they have to improve last year is both the pass and the run. They have to improve their pass and run defense. 9 starters return. They lose DJ Moore. Chris Marv, the linebacker, 105 tackles. You look at Patrick Benoist, 109 tackles.
Second team SEC.
Second team All SEC. So they got 2 good linebackers. And their safety also had 100 tackles, Ryan Hamilton, and 4 interceptions. So they have a nucleus on defense. I like Vandy's defense. Combine that with a strong offensive line, with a strong back half, or those 9 stars on defense. And DJ Moore, give it to you. Don't know if he was a product of the rest of the players, but he was a real good athlete. But they should be fine, even with the loss of DJ Moore. I like the way Vandy is turning the corner now.
Well, starting on October 24th, they have a 3-game span at South Carolina, and then they host Georgia Tech, and then they go to Florida. That's going to be pivotal. And they also have to go to Baton Rouge to play the Bayou Bengals. Vanderbilt should be an interesting year for Bobby Johnson, his 8th season. And let's go to Rich Brooks' Kentucky squad. 7-6 last year. They returned 12 starters. Hartline will be their quarterback. Randall Cobb, who saw action at quarterback last year, is slated to start at wide receiver.
Well, one thing about their wide receivers is a pretty good group, solid group, a lot return. So with that, coupled with the they only have 4 road games, so they get to play a lot of games, in Lexington. That's going to help out that team. And Rich Brooks has done a good job at Kentucky of changing the culture and maintaining success. They're good. That's a good football team year in, year out, and they give teams like Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, they always give those teams problems. And give or take a few plays, they can break through in the SEC.
Well, a guy they were relying on that they're not going to have now because he was suspended for this year because of using some drug enhancements or whatnot. Jeremy Jarman, he's gone. Washington Redskins pick him up in the supplemental draft. Myron Pryor got drafted. They're big defensive tackle, but they're led by 2 seniors, first-team All-American linebacker Micah Johnson and a cornerback Travar Lindley, second-team All-SEC.
And don't forget about defensive tackle Corey Peters, real big guy up front. So they have some talent on defense. I like Kentucky. Just to jump back on that offensive line for Kentucky, they have a real veteran group. You look at left tackles, Zip Duncan, Stuart Hines, awesome talent. Defense, with the guys, Travar Lindley, Micah Johnson, Corey Peters. There's a lot of talent on Kentucky team. The question is, can they get it all together consistently every Saturday?
Well, they play Miami of Ohio and Louisville out of conference, but I don't blame them for not scheduling too tough out of conference because they play in this brutal division.
Playing in the SEC itself is a tough task at hand.